Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're still having a few people get logged in, so we'll start here in about 2 minutes, but welcome. We're so excited to have you here. And again, we'll get started in about 2 minutes. Again, welcome everybody. As you're logging on, we're still having a few people get checked in and get all the technical issues worked out. So we'll just give ourselves another minute and then we'll get the webinar started in about another minute or so. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming to today's webinar about the new enhancements to our analytics and reporting across our entire NEOGOV platform and across multiple products. We have a lot of really exciting things to hear from our product managers who've spent the last little while developing this and creating this, and we're super excited to share those with you. I will turn the time over to them in just a second, but I wanted to let you know that if you have questions throughout the webinar, feel free to type those in the chat and I will monitor them. And if it's something I can answer, I will answer it. If it's something that we need the experts to answer, then at the end, we will go through all of those questions. So feel free to type those in as we're going along. And with that, I want to turn the time over to our product managers who've been working on this, Hector and Marta, to talk about our content and share what they have to show you.
Thank you, Julianne. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, everyone as well. So this is a very exciting presentation for us. This is an exciting session. We're going to be sharing a lot of what we've been doing in the past few months, over a year, when we started talking about this analytics platform. We're finally getting to the end of this first phase of a lot of good value and enhancements we have provided throughout the previous months. So hopefully everyone gets a little bit of what we're trying to do here. So my name is Hector Jimenez. I'm a group product manager in analytics and reporting at NEOGOV. And with me, we have Marta Billes. She's our associate product manager on the analytics and reporting team as well. Both of us are going to be covering the set of features, enhancements, dashboards, metrics that we've been working on. So this is our winter 2026 release, which comes together with everything else that has been released from a winter standpoint across all of the other products. A lot of this functionality is in early access still. We are very close to starting opening up the doors for everyone to start taking advantage of this new analytics platform. So a lot of what you're going to be seeing here is still early access. Not everyone has been able to start using and taking advantage of this functionality yet, but pretty soon it will be available to all of you. So this is adding to our initial, to our analytics and reporting platform that most of you are familiar with. In the past, as most of you have known, I've worked with this product. We have analytics, which was very focused on insight and recruitment related metrics. We have our report builder, which is an ad hoc reporting tool, and we have other pieces of our analytics and reporting platform that you have been using as well. With this new analytics platform, what we did is we actually expanded analytics to all of our suite of products across HCM, including talent management, including development, training, people workforce management as well. So we're going to walk you through everything that we've created so far. We want to show you exactly what they're used for, what's the value that you can get with them, and hopefully you can get out of a lot out of this presentation too. So I'm going to start with the talent acquisition set of features overall. So I'm going to have a couple slides that will display and list out the key metrics that we've been working on. Starting with talent acquisition, we have on the inside side, recruiting and applicant tracking track. We have things like total requisitions, applicants per job posting, referrals, gender breakdown, ethnicity breakdowns. So these are metrics that are very common, very familiar with a lot of you that have been using analytics and reporting as well. But now we're actually adding other layers to this platform. Now we have candidate relationship management. So for those of you that are using Attract, you're going to see a number of different metrics that we have enabled for you to be able to track your candidates, the quality of your sources, and be able to define different strategies. So that's all on the talent acquisition module. From a training, development, and compliance standpoint, we've added our 4 products and the most important metrics that we have been working on with our product managers, and those product managers have been working with everyone here to be able to understand exactly what is the most important set of insights, what are the most important set of metrics that we want to start with to be able to provide you this through our analytics and reporting platform. You're going to be getting this presentation as well, so you're going to be able to see, I'm not going to be reading a list of all the different metrics, but you're going to be able to see and get a list of all the metrics that we have releasing right now with these different dashboards across all the different products. So this is on the training, development, and compliance side. Martha is going to be covering these 4 main areas or dashboards later in the presentation. And then our final or last module, which is people and workforce management, encompasses time and attendance, payroll, benefits, core HR. Again, focusing on the key areas and metrics that we have across these different products overall. Who are we serving with this new functionality? So for the most part, this is going to be available for administrators, HR directors, HR staff, users, people that have access to analytics, people that have to make decisions, that are getting requests from a lot of different places within the organization, within the agencies, requesting insights, requesting data, helping them understand where things are in the overall process. But for the most part, we are catering this functionality and this new set of capabilities across analytics and reporting for those that are in the front of the data, that are actually creating reports, that have to create analysis, that have to share information, so on and so forth. So HR staff, administrators, HR directors, for the most part, managers, and then they will serve other members, other roles within your existing organizations. Like I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of what we're going to be discussing here is in early access. So I want to make sure everyone is aligned on what early access means for us and for you as well. So what we do with early access is that we release all this functionality and we start opening it up to different groups of agencies. We don't open it to everyone at the same time because we're actually gathering feedback. We're actually making sure that things are working as expected. We're actually making sure that our data is providing the best value, that our performance is working as expected, that we can really work on all the kinks that might come up with this type of new functionality that we're providing as well. So that's the reason why we decided to go early access first before we can open it up for everyone. So it's going to give you access to these new functionalities, giving you access to work with your data overall. That's the most important part. And explore the different set of functionality and pieces that are provided through the different dashboards. Now, in terms of participation, it's important to know that this early access functionality is evolving, and what you see is probably going to be the final product overall, but there might be some changes that will come along the way as more and more users and more agencies start using it and start taking advantage of it, and using it for analyzing the data across the different modules that we talked about, but also starting to get more familiar with the metrics and start to combine those metrics and actually create those stories, that the storytelling process when you get questions from a lot of different places, from senior leadership in your organizations as well, that you can use to be able to get answers and provide answers for them too. Now, the process for enrolling for early access has been, for the most part, managed through our CSM team. They have identified different customers that have been interested in joining our early access process overall. But we have also started looking at different groups of agencies based on usage, based on activity that they have previously in analytics and reporting, and we have been enabled them throughout the different months. Our goal, and this is very important, is our goal that before the end of Q1, calendar year 2026 Q1, that we're going to have all agencies with proper access to all the different dashboards and analytics capabilities that we have based on the products that you are currently using right now. If for any reason you really want to you don't have it right now, you're really interested in joining early access at this point, please feel free to contact your customer success manager. They can definitely talk to us, and we can definitely set you up right away so that you can start getting this functionality. So before I start going through the different dashboards, I wanted to give you a quick overview of what you're going to be looking at here. So what I'm doing now is I'm switching from the presentation, and I'm going to open up my demo agency on analytics and reporting. So for those of you that have not seen this in the past, so this is our analytics and reporting product. And now, aside from the recruitment dashboard that everyone that has been using analytics is familiar with, and that has insight is familiar with, we now have a series of other dashboards that will be available for everyone, starting with HR Director, Onboard, Learning, Form, Perform. I don't have all the other ones that would be covering this presentation, but you're going to be able to see them as well. So in the left nav bar, you're going to have the list of the different dashboards. Once you click on each one of those dashboards, you're going to be able to see the dashboard functionality with all the different metrics that we highlighted earlier. Now, the way this works is you're going to see consistency across the board, where you're going to have filters on the top. Now, depending on the product, depending on the model, the capability that you're using, you're going to have a different set of filters that are applicable to the type of information, the type of data that we're talking about in this specific dashboard. You're going to have filters on the top where you're going to be able to select from a number of different values to filter out the information that you see in the different tiles. We call these different boxes or visualizations tiles. You're going to be able to refresh data. The data can stay stale for a little bit, but you can manually refresh it whenever you need it as well. You're going to be able to hide the filters if you want. You're going to be able to browse the different tiles. So you're going to have tiles that are more KPIs. Things like total requisitions or total job postings are going to be KPI type of tiles, but you're going to have also tiles that are going to be representing information in bar charts or pie charts or even tables in other dashboards that we're going to be highlighting later as well. Within a tile, you're going to have the ability to drill into that number. So for example, I have total requisitions 37. I can also hover over the information icon here to understand a little bit more of what is the meaning of that specific metric overall. But I can also click on the tile, and it's going to bring me back the underlying details of what that number means, or what are the different data points that add up to the 27 requisitions we have here. And of course, you're going to have the ability to download this information. You can also hover over some of when you're talking about, like, for example, a bar chart in this case. You're going to be able to hover over and see what is the number and the description of the bar. And you're going to have the same type of drill down functionality that you saw within the KPI. Now, last but not least, you're always going to have a actions option on the top. where you're going to be able to download the dashboard, for example, because you're going to have a PDF version of this dashboard, for example. And most importantly, you're also going to have the ability to schedule delivery. So this is super important. It's in line to the way we provide schedule delivery of reports in Report Builder, for example. You're going to have a very similar set of capabilities where you are going to select a dashboard, define who do you want to share this dashboard with, the formatting, and we have some other options that are going to make this experience even better than what you're used to on the Report Builder side. So I don't want to make this a deep dive training presentation. We're going to have other options for that, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what is it that you're going to be seeing, how do you navigate, how do you use it, and so on and so forth. So going back to the presentation. Starting with talent acquisition, I'm going to start talking about this dashboard that you just mentioned. So the idea of this HR Director dashboard is to bring in the recruitment metrics that are more important in the overall recruitment lifecycle. Things like requisitions, eligible lists, job postings, referrals, breakdown of gender and ethnicity. We just want to bring those into one single place in a very simple layout so that someone with the role of a HR director, for example, would have easy access to browse, understand, drill into the data, and get more information, get more insights on what's happening across the board. So that is the main goal of the HR director dashboard. As we go through the different dashboards, you're going to see we have a label for each of the different dashboards, meaning when was this dashboard enabled for early access. So this was enabled on the fall last year, and we're going to make it generally available in the winter. So pretty soon this dashboard will actually be open up for everyone. And we're adding a note down here where if you want to you don't have it right now and you want to have access to this, you can definitely contact CSM and our your customer success manager team, our customer success manager team, and we can work to get you enabled. So this is the first dashboard in our suite of talent acquisition. Now, with the HR Director dashboard, you're also going to have the ability to see the Attract set of metrics. So again, for those of you that are using Attract, Attract is an add-on to our recruitment module overall, where you can actually have a candidate relationship management. You can track the different sources where those candidates are coming from, qualify those candidates in a much better way, focus on what are the strategies that you're using to source into candidates, nurture those candidates, and really be able to compare, okay, if I am going through this process, if I'm vetting this candidate this way, if I have these qualifications and I have these channels in place, is this better? Is this giving better quality candidates than if I'm doing it in the normal basic process that I've been following before? So this is going to give you the ability to compare both and understand, okay, where are my best candidates coming from? And is this process actually helping me in my recruitment lifecycle overall? So now I'm going to switch it over to Marta, and she's going to be covering our training and development and analytics different products.
Thank you, Hector. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marta, and I'm Associate Product Manager for Analytics and Reporting. As part of this group, I would like to start with Learn Dashboard. This dashboard gives HR teams clear, actionable visibility into training activity across their organization. The Course Performance Insight Dashboard, which is a Learn Dashboard, makes it easy to understand compliance status, completion trends, and learner engagement in a glance without having to dig through raw data or build custom reports. Admins can quickly spot patterns, drill down to see detailed data, and share clean, presentation-ready visuals with leadership. Whether you are monitoring training adoption, measuring engagement, or identifying overdue required courses. Before an audit, these dashboards turn training data into informed decisions. Course performance dashboard is just the beginning. We'll also be rolling out additional dashboards for class activity and instructor activity, but you will hear more about that in future slides. Hector, we can move to other slide, please. Next one from this group is onboard dashboard. As part of onboard, we have two separate dashboards. The first one is new hire dashboard, which provides a visual overview of the hiring process, allowing you to monitor new hires by completion progress. You can easily identify who is in the pre-boarding and onboarding stages, as well as see detailed data by drilling down specific tasks. The task status dashboard is the second one, which focuses on task status, highlighting incomplete tasks, overdue items, and tasks due today. It categorizes tasks by process type, either onboarding, pre-boarding, and offboarding, and provides a breakdown by department. This allows you to identify specific areas in need of support, ensuring compliance and enhancing new hire preparedness and confidence. Filter options that Hector already showed you and mentioned in the previous dashboard are also available here, and you can personalize your data view by, for example, department or position start date and other criteria. This provides customized, actionable insights that enable your team to offer focused support, save time, and achieve better results. We can move to next slide, please. The third one from this group is eForms. eForms dashboard gives your team immediate actionable visibility into task progress and process efficiency. Designed to eliminate manual tracking, this dashboard turns complex workflows into clear visuals so you can manage approvals in real time. The key metrics on this dashboard focus on following areas. The first one is overdue tasks. This feature aids in prioritizing urgent actions to ensure process continues smoothly. Then we have approved tasks. It provides an overview of all successfully completed tasks, allowing you to monitor overall progress. We also have the metric for departmental health. By reviewing task completion progress by department, this metric allows you to identify specific areas where tasks are being delayed, helping to pinpoint process bottlenecks. And the last one is denied tasks and comments. It offers detailed log of submissions that were denied, enabling you to refine and improve internal procedures. Also, here we also have filters, which you can customize to view data by either task starters or department based on your needs. And this dashboard enhances accountability and streamlines operations, transforming raw data into a tool for continuous improvement. We can move to next slide, please. And the last one from this group is Perform. The performance dashboard gives HR leadership a centralized real-time view of organizational talent health. By merging former evaluations with continuous journaling, these dashboards make it easy to move beyond annual reviews and foster a culture of ongoing accountability and growth without the need of manual data exports. The key insights on this dashboard are monitor the number of evaluations created and used to track the progress of review cycles. Then you will have ability to visualize evaluation progress by status, highlighting where reviews are stalled by comparing on-time and overdue evaluations for each status. And the last one is assess feedback culture by using, for example, journaling adoption and top journal target style to understand how often feedback occurs outside formal cycles. And the same thing as all other previous dashboards, with advanced filters, you can customize insights by different criteria to share, for example, clean presentation ready data with leadership. We can move to next slide, and I believe now I'll give the word back to Hector.
Thank you, Marta. Amazing. So the last group module, it's people and workforce management analytics. We're going to be covering payroll, benefits, core HR, and time and attendance. Starting with our benefits analytics, this is a very, very simple dashboard where we're going to be providing users the ability to track what are the selections from different employees in terms of the plans, either medical, dental, and vision enrollments overall. Give you a breakdown across your organization. You can track official active benefit participation by coverage type and recipient. This is really giving you visibility in terms of costs and help you forecast what enrollment information you're going to be using going forward. The ability is to really reduce. When you're talking benefits, historically, there's always been a lot of manual effort in getting all this information out of Report Builder, for example, and getting different extracts that will give you all a lot of details. With this dashboard, you're going to be able to have a more concise, summarized version of all this information that you can actually work with. So this is our benefits analytics. The next one is our time and attendance. Also very simple dashboard. It has two different metrics. It's actually tracking time and labor by type, time code, and cost center. And then the other one is aggregating timesheet totals for workforce and cost insights overall. Both of them are more on a tabular representation that you can actually export, but it can actually be also expanded to provide some visuals across how different breakdowns on time and materials are actually being displayed in your product overall. The ability is to really help you reconcile your payroll specific for those time and attendance specific employees, help you with compliance, budget control, and resource allocation. From a payroll analytics standpoint, this is a more comprehensive dashboard. We have a lot of different metrics you're going to be able to take advantage here. Starting with, you're going to be able to select what is the pay period that you're going to be wanting to analyze, understand which batches or group of batches you're going to be able to work with when you're actually doing payroll. You're going to see numbers around gross, net pay taxes and deductions overall. Retro pay and compliance gaps will be available in this dashboard too. You're going to have visibility across where are your employees located. We have like geographical representation that gives you an idea of where they are actually based off. And at the end of the day, what we want to do is give you this full picture of how your payroll is overall managed within your organization, be able to track and reconcile payroll, be able to determine the accuracy of your payroll, identify trends or potential risks as you go through the payroll process. This is a very delicate process, as everyone knows about this. So having the ability to get better visibility of what's happening around payroll processes is going to be very important. And the last one in this group is our core HR analytics, which is more for managing personnel actions. So you're going to have the ability to see the volume of new hires, what the personnel action process is how the personnel action process is actually performing, because we're actually going to be adding what is the average number of days that this process is taking. You're going to see and be able to break it down by the different departments, which departments are taking longer in this process of enabling new hires overall. You're going to be able to find those bottlenecks as well within the process. How many have completed the personnel action process is another way of for you. How many have submitted and completed the process? So all these different set of data points will be available for you to be able to analyze and get better performance benchmarks of how those processes are actually performing within your organization. So now talking about what's coming next. So everything that we just showed you is available now in early access, and probably there's 2 dashboards that are going to be available tomorrow. So payroll and core HR will actually be released tomorrow. So those of you that have HRS, payroll, or core HR modules will be able to see these dashboards available in analytics and reporting platform. That's going to be the set of the last 2 dashboards that we were pending to make available for everyone. But after that, there's a lot of different things that we're actually thinking about right now and that we're actually starting to work on. So what I'm going to do is we classify them into 4 major buckets. The first bucket is this concept that we call agency-defined dashboards. So we are giving you all these dashboards. Think of them as standard templates, ways for you to get started. Because with this agency-defined dashboard, what we want to do is you're going to have the ability to create your own dashboard. You're going to have the ability to create your own metrics and lay them out in the best way possible. What is important for you? So we have an idea based on feedback, based on know-how of our different product managers within the different products of what is important for you. But at the end of the day, every agency is different. Every agency wants to manage their process and wants to track performance and track and monitor trends in a very different way. So giving you the ability to create those set of insights and be able to create your own dashboards and be able to publish it and provide visually things differently is what this agency-defined dashboard capability is all about. You're also going to be able to, we're going to be working on differentiating which users within your org are going to be considered viewers versus which ones are going to be the actual creators, in the sense of what you have in Report Builder, where you have users that are creating reports and other users that are consuming reports. And you can also treat them as private and public. We want to make sure we have consistency across Report Builder. So the concept of private is things that you are working on that are only available for you. And then once you want to share it with everyone, you can make them public. That's the whole concept of public and private. So that's the first major category, agency-defined dashboard. The next 2 categories are leveraging AI for analytics and reporting platform. So great that we're giving you these dashboards. Great that you're going to have the ability to create your own dashboards in the future. But we really want to simplify. We really want to make things easier for everyone. So the first one we call dashboard summaries is really taking a dashboard like the ones we just showed you, and is really analyzing the tiles, really gathering the data that's behind those tiles, and provide a summary that you can use to share with your leadership team, that you can use to share with your organization as well. Not everyone is a visual learner. Not everyone actually has the time to go to a dashboard and play with the filters and drill into the data. Some of us, other users, want to have just executive summaries of what's happening in the dashboard. So that's the whole idea about this concept of dashboard summaries. We're going to give the users the ability to create their summaries on the dashboards and even have the ability to subscribe to those summaries. So they can get a summary, for example, on a weekly basis of what's happening, what are the insights that I'm getting from a payroll dashboard, for example. That is the whole concept behind the dashboard summaries. The other category is conversational analytics. So this is taking it to the next level. This is really where you're not going to have to be an expert in our analytics platform. You're not going to have to be an expert in Report Builder, for example, like some of you have to do today. But we're going to try to make it as easy as possible where you can have conversations with a data model that is specific to recruitment data, for example, a data model that is specific to performance data that is using journals and evaluations, that you can actually ask those questions to create a visual for you, to create a dashboard for you without you having to build everything from scratch. That is the whole concept of conversational analytics. not only be able to create dashboard, but also visualize information, because you can ask a question around, okay, give me a breakdown of my payroll within the last 2 pay periods, or I want to see what is the overall breakdown across different departments of personal actions. So that type of natural way of asking questions to data is what we want to provide through conversation analytics. And then the last one that we have here, we call it more dashboards, is that like Martha mentioned when she was talking about Learn, we have a Learn class activity metrics dashboard component that's going to be available in the Learn model, and the Learn instructor activity set of metrics too. Vetted, for those of you that are familiar with our Better product, that are actually using it for potential candidate evaluations, or forgot the name of the process right now, but vetting your candidates and running background checks. There you go. Running background checks, and then is what the vetted executive dashboard is going to be for. And I know we've been talking about this employee turnover dashboard for almost a year. Unfortunately, we didn't have the platform. We didn't have the means to provide you with an employee turnover dashboard, and now we do. Now we do. We have some prototypes now in place with this new platform. So now we can say, okay, in the next few months, you're going to see an employee turnover dashboard, which has been a huge ask from everyone. But unfortunately, using report builder and using the tools that we had at that time was not possible. It was going to be too much. But now we can do it. Now we not only the employee turnover dashboard, but other sort of insights and metrics that are very important within the human capital management space overall. So a lot of good things to come this year. Please stay tuned. Love to hear from everyone as we get into a lot of this work as we have started to. That's it on our side, Julianne. Now we can open it up for questions.
Okay. Yeah, we have a few questions that were typed in the question section, and definitely if you still have questions, feel free to add those. The first question is, we had to combine department and division due to our position control export requirements. So we have over 100 departments that encompass the department and uniquely. Is there a way to combine those departments into one when viewing the dashboard area applications by department? Does that make sense? Want me to read it again?
It does.
Okay.
It does. It's just the different way that some agencies have been using these concept of department division. I mean, I think we can look into a specific case here, looking at the data and see what are the options that we have to enable filtering division department in that different way. Whoever asked that question, I mean, we can follow up with them and see the specific scenario they have right now in the agency, and we can think of a potential solution, if not a way that they can filter out or bring those two together in a filter. But we just need to see what exactly are they doing with the data.
Okay. Yeah, we have their information, so I can follow up with that. Next, to confirm, will the HR director dashboard be available for agencies that just have Insight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's see. Will HR
I think Julianne.
Yeah, she did for me too.
Was it nice to me? Go back to the questions.
Did I freeze? Sorry about that.
You did, Julianne. You're back.
Oh, sorry about that.
Of course.
Were you able to answer that question, or did it cut off in the middle?
No, it cut off in the middle.
Okay, I'll read that one again. Will HR Director Dashboard Early Access be available fall 2026, or is it already available?
It's already available. When we put in the fall tag, was fall of last year for specific agencies. Before the end of Q1, it will be available for everyone.
Okay. Next question. We regularly receive requests from Executive Leadership Council and department heads for turnover and vacancy rates. I cannot currently create a report to quickly retrieve the data. Will these data points eventually be available to help identify those trends for both organization and departments? So I think you answered part of that, right? That we're going to have that turnover dashboard.
Correct.
And then you'll be able to filter down to like organization-wide versus department, like you can on some of the others, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
We have the flexibility to be able to add those dimensions to filters and give the ability to navigate the data that way. Yes.
Okay. Next question. Will we be able to filter custom dashboards, for example, for a course activity dashboard, if we wanted to quickly look up a learner's course status?
Yes, that is one of the filters that is available in the Learn dashboard. So yes.
And then what we have found is that our report setting doesn't save and we have to recreate it each time. Is there a way to save this?
The report setting, I guess we're talking about the filters when they are defining different filters. And then the next time they go into the filters are back to default. If that is the case, we have to, Marta, do you know exactly the behavior when we're actually working on with filters and you pick specific filters and you live in that way, but then next day you come back and then do we have to start from scratch every time?
Yeah, they will go back to the default ones.
Okay. We'll take a look at what other options are there. I think I understand exactly what you mean by saving the report settings. That's a good point. We'll take a look at that for sure.
Okay. And then next question, we are in the implementation phase of Insight and Onboard. Insight go live in April and Onboard in June tentatively. By when can we get access to the HR director and the Onboard analytics dashboards?
So if your agency does not see those in analytics right now, they will come pretty soon. But if you want, provide us your information, we can enable the agency if that's not the case right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're still like Insight, they'll be using it in April, and Onboard, they'll be able to use it in June. So those should be available by then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Okay, well, that's all the questions that we have. So I think there's a few follow-ups for us. We really appreciate you attending today. Hopefully you learned something that can help you understand how to do your job better, more efficient, all of those kinds of things. You will get a copy of the recording and the slides. I think it'll be sent out tomorrow, so please please let us know. It looks like we had a couple more questions come in. I've created a custom dashboard, but I'm getting increasingly complex report requests. Is there consideration for a more cross-module reporting functionality? I need access to tables in core, PE, let's see, learn, onboard, and perform.
So what you're describing right now is exactly what we want to provide with this agency-defined dashboards capability. Yes, using custom dashboards right now tied to Report Builder is very inefficient. Is a very basic way for you to gather that information. With this functionality that you're going to have, agency-defined dashboard is where you're going to be able to create those sort of cross-product insights and combining information from a lot of different places, and be able to create a little bit more sophisticated analysis across the different products. Yes.
Okay, and Another question, how do we know who our customer success representative is? Would that be the admin?
That's a good question. Normally the admin, yes, normally the admin would have that, but
Okay.
if you can share that, information as well.
We probably have their information, so I can follow up and get them, have the CSR get in touch with them. So
yep.
So we'll reach out. We'll do that as a follow-up after. So, okay, thank you everyone for attending. We hope you'll attend some of our other webinars that we'll have. We have a pretty robust plan for this year, and there's a lot of exciting things coming up. So thank you again, and have a great rest of your day.